Hello, it's Ash. Welcome back to my channel. Now this is going to be a great post-run stretch if you've done a longer run today, or if you've had a bit more of an effort in your run, some tempo, so some speed intervals or some hills. We're going to make a start and come down onto your back. I'm going to bring the knees into your chest, and we're going to give your hips a squeeze, hug your shins and massage your lower back left and right into the mat. So use the weight of your legs to press the knees down into the floor as you move left and right, and you breathe as you do that. So I've done my long run today, this morning. I've had a bit of a gap to get my breakfast, refuel, get some water, and catch up with a bit of work, some emails and messages, some YouTube messages. And now I'm here spending this time easing my body out before I go get my shower and start the rest of my day, which I'm really looking forward to. It's all part of that nice running routine that you have. So just massaging into the hips, into the lower back, moving left and right. And we're going to take more time to slow down. We're laying down, which is always a nice stretching position to be in. We're going to lay it on our back and our front throughout this. So bring your feet down now and take them as wide as the mat. And take your hands into like a Y position, so your arms are in a Y position. And then roll your knees over to the left and push your right knee down towards your left heel. You should feel that open up, maybe the right thigh, the right hip area going up into the abdominal area. And then come over to the other side. So pause each time. Come over to the right with the knees and push your left knee down to your right heel. Just notice which side feels tighter in this stretch, left or right. And then just gently make a movement as you go windscreen wiper in left and right with that now. So it's nice to take that opportunity where we're giving the body some tender loving care, some TLC, after the intensity of a longer or harder session. And it's a really nice way to allow the brain some space as well, because the brain takes on so much. It's got so much processing, so much information, it's got so much visual information all day, every day. So we are just moving left and right with that still, whilst I talk as per usual. So it's nice, we're putting or pressing the pause button on the intensity of our busy daily lives. So well done for putting this time into your diary and turning up today to do this slightly longer stretch. So as we come over to the knees with the left now, what we're going to do is just rest the left foot onto the right thigh this time. So as we've warmed it up a bit, remember to go that, just get a bit more out of it. So you're just gently applying pressure, the weight of the left foot to that right knee area, just pushing it down. That should open up that right hip, maybe the right thigh area. Just hold and pause and breathe. And then just come back over to the other side. So feet down, roll the knees to the right. Right ankle area is going to place onto the left knee. So this side's a bit tighter for me. So which side's tighter for you? Okay, so keep breathing. And then come back through to the centre. Okay, and then you're going to bring those knees back into the chest. Just give the shins a squeeze. And if you can't get into this next shape, what you can do is you can pause the video and get either a yoga strap around your feet or a belt or a dressing gown belt, something like that. You're going to take your knees nice and wide and touch the bottoms of your feet together. Now you're going to try and get hold of the feet if you can. Again, if you need some kind of strap or belt to get hold of the feet, let's pause the video and do that now. And then you're going to pull the heels in towards the belly button. That should feel like it's opening up into the inner thighs, maybe down into the hips. Keep the lower back nice and rested into the floor. We're going to make it dynamic as usual. So we're slowly massaging heels into the hips and then release. If your elbows can rest on your lower legs to open them out like a butterfly's wings, you can do that as well. So as you pull, as you pull the heels in, you can just gently press the elbows into the legs to open up the knees wider. And again, massage with that. Breathe. There's some work going on in the feet, let me get my body parts right. There's some work going on in the arms and the shoulders with this, but try to not do excessive gripping or try not to clench through the jaw. Again, a really nice massage. Notice as you look which knee is higher up off the floor. And that'll show you which side is slightly tighter in this side, in this shape. Again, massaging, breathing. So focusing on the breath will also help recovery. If we can get oxygen back into the body, into those muscles to help the repair process. Okay, and I'm just going to release the right foot to the floor now with a bend on that knee. Let the right knee open out, and that's going to counterbalance the weight as we go to the left now. Right arm is also going to come out nice and wide. I'm going to take hold of the left ankle or the left big toe with the left hand. And now we're going to start to work the foot so we can start to feel that stretch of the hamstrings at the back of the thigh, also into the inner thigh. And then start to pull the foot away from the centre of the body and also up. Find a 7 out of 10 stretch. So even if that's just a bend here and you're massaging there, a small movement, or if it's here, again, just find the 7 out of 10 for you. So for me, again, I'm just going to show you an example. I could carry on going further and I could really push and I could really open out. I could go to it there through about a 9, but that's just going to tense, my body's just going to brace and tense up and restrict from there. So just massage, nice and steady at a 7. And you're helping those tissues be more fluid, more freely movable, and less stiff. And you're signaling to the central nervous system that it's okay to keep going into these positions. When we start putting the body again, when we stretch by stretch, we are reshaping our body or remodeling our body each and every stretch we do. So well done. Okay, bring that foot back down. Feel all of that work into the hip, the inner thigh and the hamstring area. Just roll left and right with those knees. Feel the difference between the left and the right. And sometimes the stretching mobility work doesn't always feel like a really light, refreshed feeling. Sometimes it feels like it's almost like done a bit of work, like almost strength. That's normal. Okay, we're going to bring the right hand to the right ankle or right big toe, and then find a 7 out of 10 stretch. Let the left knee open nice and wide as a counterbalance. Let the left hand open. You're trying to keep the weight more central. The weight will go over towards the right side, but again, you're trying to keep the weight more centrally. Massage and breathe through this. And then you can reflect on your run. So whether you did a speed session, a hill session, or a long run today, how was it? What did you notice on your run that you felt grateful for? So for me today, it was, I remember looking up at the trees as I was going down this hill. And I was looking up at the trees. I tend to run mainly trails out in the British countryside, around Yorkshire. And it's really beautiful scenery. Okay, and then bring that leg down, and then we're going to roll again left and right with those knees. And I just remember looking up at the trees and just thinking, I'm so grateful for this greenery, this fresh air, this space. There was no one around. My body was moving. I'm able-bodied. I'm loving the fact that I can do this right now. I was so grateful for that moment. And then another moment I was really grateful for was when I thought, I'm going to push a little bit now for this last couple of K. And almost like, sort of like if you was in a car putting your foot down a little bit on the accelerator. And I wanted to sort of test if I had anything there, and it felt good. It felt like I could pick up my pace a bit and actually push my body and test it. And I felt like a leaping rhythmical gazelle. It felt good this morning. So that's what I was grateful for. Okay, so this time I'm going to bring both knees up above the hips. I'm going to slowly stack the knees over to the left. Stack them on top of each other, left hand to the right knee. Reach the right hand out so you get that rotation through the upper body and look towards that right hand. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, let your body twist into that more. So just soften some of the muscles that are tensing against the rotation. Let your knees come together slightly more. Okay, use your abdominals now to squeeze and bring the knees back to the centre. And then bring them all the way over to the right. Stack your knees on top of each other. Right hand to the left knee and look over towards the left hand. Take a breath in. Again, as you breathe out, just gently let the twist happen. Again, nice and slowly bring the knees back to the centre. Massage, again, hug the shins in, massage the back and the hips. Breathe. And then we're going to roll the knees over onto one side and then carry on going, rolling over onto your side and then roll all the way onto your front now. And we're going to come onto your front. And bring the waist down, touch the toes together and lift the head and chest. So squeeze the lower back muscles. So we get some nice work into the lower back here in a nice supported way. Pull the shoulders back and breathe. It feels strange looking this way. I don't think I've ever filmed a video looking in this direction. It feels new. Feels like I should turn around and look out of the window. Okay, so almost there with this one. Okay, and then I'm going to slowly bring the head and chest down. And then get comfortable now with the head and chest, because we're going to go into the quads and the hip flexors at the top of the thighs. So the thighs and the top of the thighs. So we're going to get comfortable onto the left side of the head and the left arm. Then bring the right foot up and then take hold of the right foot with the right hand. So get comfortable into the head and shoulder area. And then massage the heel into the hip and then release it. Push the right hip into the floor and breathe. Notice that stretch down the thigh and going up into the front of the hip and the hip flexor area. How does it feel? So hopefully it should feel like it's nice, like, oh, that feels good. Feels like what my body needs. If it doesn't, you're probably going too far and being too aggressive to your body, so make it feel more pleasant. Okay, and slowly release, don't just let the foot twang. Okay, and then feel the difference. Notice the difference between the left and the right. Okay, get comfortable onto the right side of the head and the shoulder. And then bring the left foot up and then take hold of the foot. Push the left hip into the floor and then massage with that left heel. You know, this just feels good. It feels really nice for me, this one. So, because I've done a long run, that repetitive motion. Just done thousands of steps. And that repetitive thousands of motions of hip flexing, which is effectively bringing your knees up. That motion makes your hip flexors that bit achy and tight, so just stretching them with this feels really good for me at the moment. How about you? Keep massaging. Which side feels tighter, this one or the other? Okay, and then release that foot. And then just come back into that Sphinx pose onto the elbows. Notice how that feels now as you feel into the thigh area. Okay, I'm going to take the right knee out nice and wide now. So bring the knee up about hip height and then take the right foot wider so it's like a frog's leg. And you're going to push the hip down into the floor and that should open into the groin, the adductor muscles on the inner thigh. But also maybe you might get that on the left hip flexor area at the top of the left thigh. So keep lifting the head and chest. So it's as if you're pushing your elbows into the floor. Again, how are you breathing here? And slowly just bring the head and chest down and then bring that right foot back in and again just have a wiggle around. Notice the after effects of that stretching. Breathe. Okay, extend that left knee out to about hip height and then send the left foot wider than the knee. Push the right hip into the floor as you dig the elbows in to sort of lift the head and chest. And just relax the shoulders and the jaw and breathe. Smile. So I'm starting to feel quite sleepy now. How are you feeling? So you may notice that there's a lot more space between what I'm saying. So usually after a long run, my brain is really quiet. So my busy brain really quietens down. So it's quite a nice time after I've been for a long run. Because my brain's just so quiet. Okay, we're going to bring that left foot in. And then I'm going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders and then bring the knees up underneath the hips. And then touch the toes together and then take the knees nice and wide and rest the hips towards the heels. We're going to squish into the ankles, the shins, the knees and the hips and start to rest the forehead down and stretch the arms and the hands above the head. Make sure your shoulders feel comfortable so you can take your hands wider if you need to. And then just massage, bring the weight of your body over to the right and then over to the left. So you're rolling your forehead to the left and the right as you do that. Again, making sure that you breathe. And notice maybe how your brain is quieting down. Maybe you can feel a shift in how your body feels. Maybe it feels a lot more relaxed. So well done. As I said at the beginning, well done for putting this time into your diary. We often neglect some of the most important work that balances out life, really. It's not all just about the physical. It's not just about making your body function better and move better, less stiffness. There's a really big mental health benefit side to taking this time out and stretching and slowing down and breathing, moving gently. It reduces your stress. That's a really good thing. But it's lifting the head and chest and just gently coming up. And then just notice how you feel now. Again, maybe notice any shifts in the mind and the body, how you feel. So if you've enjoyed that, give it a thumbs up. Put thanks for the video in the comments. As simple as that. I really love replying back to all of your comments and I'm grateful for all of them. And if you're interested in a 7-day free insight into the Run Better with Ash membership, have a look in the link in the description below. So well done and I shall see you in the next video. Thank you.